Let's get ready to enter this tax season like a pro. Today we will talk about 5 tax tips for small business owners from a tax professional. The moment we have been talking about for weeks has finally arrived. It's tax season, people. But wait, before we get too far, hello, a very happy 2023 to each and every one of you. If you're new here, first of all, I want to say welcome. We're so happy to have you. My name is Tawana Bryant Osborne, and I am an accountant and tax strategist and owner of Bryant Business Solutions. I'm on a mission to assist service-based small business owners increase their net profits and reduce their tax liability so they can build long-term wealth. Now that introductions are out of the way, let's talk tax season. Many people think that tax season isn't until later in Q1, but you could technically file your taxes anytime after January 1st, 2nd, somewhere in there, which is now. But the window doesn't close until March 15th for a business and April 18th for everyone else, aka the deadline for filing your annual taxes. While it might seem like a lot of time, I can promise you it really isn't. Just think of how quickly the last 3 months flew by. It feels like just yesterday we were buying Halloween candy and now somehow we're in a new year. But don't worry, I've got your back. In this video, we'll be diving into my 5 top tax tips for entering tax season prepared and with confidence. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get into it. Our job is to make sure that we're not putting you in a position that is going to raise red flags. These are things that typically, as a taxpayer, you're not studying to figure out, oh, okay, this is going to trigger an audit. Not that you can ever avoid an audit. None of us are 100% free of audits, okay? Let's get that understood now. Tip number 1, know which forms you need to fill out. As many of us all know by now, the IRS sure does love a form. The first step to filing your taxes is knowing which forms you need to fill out to file for your business. To understand the forms, you need to know what your business is registered as. This may be a sole proprietor, a LLC, an S Corp, C Corp, etc. Having a clear understanding of this is critical to get through this tax season without any major hiccups. Tip number 2, paper trails are your best friend. Entering tax season with your financial documentation organized is going to save you countless headaches and avoid tons of frustration as you're filing. This means invoices, purchase receipts, payroll, paperwork, education documents, travel expense receipts. The list goes on and on. Having all of these pieces gathered and organized makes the process much smoother, prepares you for any potential audits, and decreases your overall tax liability. Tip number 3, deductions. In case you aren't familiar with the tax deduction, basically purchases you made throughout the year that you can write off as business expenses, meaning you are decreasing your overall taxable income. Example, less any income to pay on taxes. If you aren't taking advantage of all of the deductions available to you, you're basically leaving money on the table. Now, if you're a real estate professional, I've put together a perfect cheat sheet just for you so that you can understand which deductions are available to you. And the link to download your copy will be below. Tip number 4, make sure your accounting software is up to date. With the craziness of Q4 and the busyness of the holiday season, it's easy to get a little bit behind when it comes to organizing the back end of your business. But don't worry, we've all been there at one point or another, intentionally blocking out some time in the coming weeks to look through your bookkeeping software and make sure accounts are up to date, invoices and payroll are where they should be, purchases are categorized, etc., is even more important now than ever before. Bonus tip: start creating a habit of this for 2023. Block out a reoccurring bit of time in your weekly schedule. For example, like 30 minutes every Monday at 1 p.m. to play catch up so that you're not playing any catch up down the line. Tip number 5, there is no shame in extensions. Listen, we all know that sometimes things happen in life. And in an ideal world, one I hope is attainable for each and every one of you. That's why I'm here to help. We would all be prepared in time to meet or even beat tax deadlines. But in the end, if you aren't able to make it in time, that's exactly what extensions are for. If you are worried you won't meet the tax deadline for filing your annual business taxes, make sure you fill out and submit the form by April 18th to get a bit more extra time without worrying about the failure to file penalties. Now, in closing, we have 5 go-to tips from a tax professional on how to enter tax season with confidence and being empowered. Remember, if you're ever concerned about your tax preparation plan, consult with a tax professional before filing. Someone like me. You can schedule your session today. Check out the description box below for all the details about my offerings and how to get on the schedule. Thank you so much for sticking around with me until the end of this video. If you like this sort of content and you want to see more, make sure you hit the thumbs up and click the big red subscribe button in the description. I have a few videos coming out every week where I'll share all the juicy details of everything I've learned throughout my career and how it can completely change the way you do accounting and taxes in your business. One last thing, I would love to connect with each and every one of you on social media. You can find the links to my socials in the description box below. Okay, that's all from me for now. Until next time, see you soon.